Hello, hi, Mr. Johari.
Hi, hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Yeah, sorry for the late webinar start. We are 4 minutes late because we are finding our Wi-Fi place that's quiet. Okay, so thank you, Brian, for prompting us. Okay, so today I think we better. Can you all hear us? If you can hear us, can see us, please type in the screen. AV, type in the chat box. AV, okay. And then I'm from where? Where are you from? I'm from. Let us know your location. And you can hear us or not? Is it too noisy here? Hi. Oh, SK from Kedah. Yo, hi. Kenneth. Oh, Wiranto from Indonesia. YC from KL. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, everyone. So, we will start by asking asking Mr. Johari to share with us your journey.
Before that, you want to introduce what is
Yeah.
Rockville?
Okay. Wait. I need to off the screen first. I introduce what is Rockville. I need to open up the
What do you want?
ordermethod.com/Rockville. I just want to turn on the website. And also this one, I put rockville.com. Rockville.com, okay? .com. AV not okay. AV not okay, is it? Sorry, Catherine from Penang. AV is not okay. How about the rest? The rest, AV okay? I see feedback from Chong. Chong say AV is okay. Kenneth say AV is okay. So Catherine, is your side okay? AV is okay. Okay.
Good.
Good. So let me introduce Rockville. So Rockville is a very well-established brand. So all of those of you online, if you know Rockville, you just type yes. If you do not know Rockville, just type no. So yes, cannot say yes. So Rockville is a very well-known brand. Most of the people thought that Rockville only does will writing, but actually Rockville is a very holistic estate planning company. What they do is they do trust planning, trust setup, trust administration,
Estate administration, plus comprehensive estate planning, foundations, and so on.
Yeah, you do like foundation for the high net worth. You also do estate advisory services lah. Because for very high net worth people, will writing is not enough for them. They need a more comprehensive structure. So, SK say sorry, no. SK is still a student, right? SK is a student, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Probably your father will know.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, okay, the father know, the son don't know. Okay. So Rockville was started by yourself 20 years ago.
Yeah, maybe I can give a history of the company.
Yeah.
We are now into our 21st year. We started, the company was founded by me and my partner, So Leong An, who is the group MD. And at that time, he came to me with this idea, which I thought was fantastic. It was a blue ocean idea in the sense that nobody had done it before. And we're talking about getting into an industry that there were very few players. It was a very fragmented industry. But everybody who is in the finance industry, which is a very big one, when they kick the bucket, they have to go through some kind of estate administration or wealth succession or wealth transfer, put it this way. So I thought it was a very good line of business to be in, and that's how we started. That was more than 20 years ago.
So when you started, you were very optimistic. It will be a sure hit in Malaysia, is it?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it was a sure hit. I knew that because I was in the insurance and banking and the unit trust industry, so I know that, like insurance 20, 30 years ago, nobody wants to talk about insurance because they don't want to talk about death. It's taboo to them and so on. So I expected the same kind of obstacles to will writing and estate planning. So I could anticipate that it would take us time to develop the industry, the business.
Okay. So why you decide to enter to this challenge? Let's say you were thinking because there's a lot of obstacle, but you still want to go ahead and start this business in Malaysia. Why?
Blue Ocean. It's a less crowded place. Okay, you have the finance industry. Imagine the finance industry, deposits, assets, and so on. It runs in the trillions. It runs in the trillions, and it's handled by banks and financial institutions that employ thousands of people. But when those people who own the assets, when they die, somebody has to handle the transfer. Somebody has to handle the transfer. Now, who's doing that? Who's doing that? There are very few organized institutions doing that. Whereas there are lots of banks, lots of stockbroking for investment, unit trust companies for unit trust. But in the afterlife industry, after the undertakers, who's handling the estate, So that's where I thought it was a untapped market, basically.
Okay. So you started. So you just decide to start this company.
Yeah, with
Because of
some
that.
savings and so on.
Okay.
So
How many partners or shareholder you have when you initially started the company?
we started with 5 shareholders.
5.
5 shareholders. Yeah.
Now
And I was the biggest shareholder. I was basically an angel investor. I was working somewhere else, and I wanted to invest in something that becomes my retirement fund, so to speak.
Oh, so you did. So it's like this is a retirement planning at first, but you didn't know it can be so exciting after that.
Yes,
You will share with us,
didn't envisage that it would build up to, it became. We are the biggest. We have the biggest market share in the industry. In fact, we are by far the biggest player in the industry. I didn't expect that.
You didn't expect that, right?
No.
Okay.
So,
And
yeah.
So this is a brief history of Rock Wheels. And now how many shareholders you have? You started with 5.
We now have 7. I'm the major shareholder, and then these shareholders are all my friends, very very good shareholders. To give you an idea of the size now, we have done something like 160 over 1,000 wheels. Sorry, it's a bit noisy. We are in a public area. Okay, the trolley has gone. Over 160,000 wheels. We have 3,500 franchisees throughout the country. We have offices in all over, plus Singapore, plus an office in New Zealand as well. And we manage, or not manage, we have under trust and estate administration something like 2 billion ringgit. So that's the size we have reached today.
So for the for the whole business of Rock Wheels, right? Can you share with us what is the like critical year that you can that's memorable to you lah? Those critical years. I think a lot of business owner want to know that
Yeah.
because that is very important. Because those critical year, either you succeed or you fail.
Yes.
Share with us.
Okay. The most critical years were the first 5 years. Okay, first 5 years. Now in my business, we have a longer gestation period. We actually it actually took us 8 years to break even. That means we had 8 years of losses.
So that is long or short? Or you expected that?
Long. No, long.
You didn't expect 8 years?
No. We normally in business, it only takes perhaps 2 to 3 years before you make money. Or it should lah. It shouldn't take so long. Okay. Maybe 1-2 years, you lose some money, and then you should make back the money. But our business was a very long-term business, and it required volume. It required a lot of skill, and because of that, it took us about 8 years to break even. Now, the first 5 years was the most critical, because when you are losing money, you can run out of cash quite quickly. And when you run out of cash, and let's say you start a business and you are over optimistic, you don't anticipate a lot of problems or obstacles, and you don't have enough safety margin, you can go bankrupt. Okay, there's been a study shown worldwide that the businesses, 30% of all businesses, startups, do not survive the first 10 years. So after 10 years, only 70% left.
Or the first 3 years, 10 years?
Sorry, first, no, sorry, I got it wrong.
First 10 months.
The first year.
Oh, the first year.
First year, yeah.
First 12 months.
Mixing up my statistics.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
A bit noisy.
Is the audio okay? For those of you online, can you hear us? Okay.
Okay, good. So when when you start a business, if you start off without any margin of safety, it can be quite dangerous. So in our case, we also underestimated the problem. We thought we could make money within 2-3 years. We didn't realize that the amount of resources required to build up the volume would eat up a lot of our cash. And so within the first 2 years, after the first 2 years, we ran out of money. Luckily, all my shareholders are quite well to do. I'm the poorest of the shareholders. Okay? So I was able to call on them to put in more money. Of course, when you ask them for more money, you have to justify, you have to tell them why you think they should put more money with you. Okay? And it took us 9 cash calls before we finally made money and tell the shareholders, thank you, now we can give you dividends.
Can you share with us what is cash calls?
A cash call is, when a company has capital, right? That's what you put in initially, okay? And then you may or may not borrow. If you borrow from the bank, that will be a loan. If you don't borrow and you want to raise cash, either you sell something or you go to the shareholders and say, give me more money. That's called a cash call. Okay.
Yeah. So so this brings us to, so these are the critical years lah. The first 5 years is the critical year, and after that, after you have past that 5 years, you feel that it's more smooth sailing, or in between
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
still some
no.
crises happen?
Oh yeah, yeah. Every year there will be some problems here and there, but
But the first 5 years is the most critical.
most critical, cash flow part has to be sorted out. Without that, you know, you would have a real problem. And mind you, you can make money, you can report a profit, and still have problems with cash flow. Right? For example, you may report profit because you are giving credit to people, and if one of your customers don't pay you, right, you might run into cash flow problems.
Okay. Okay. So this brings us to the thanks for sharing with us your entrepreneurship journey and your challenge. So your biggest challenge is the first 5 years. Then this brings us to the second point. You have been in the world, corporate world as a banker, and also run a F&B, very big, very big F&B company.
Who? KFC.
KFC, and also a big like listed company lah.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
have seen a lot of patterns lah.
Yeah.
So you have seen a lot of patterns. So I
Yeah.
think you are the best person to let us know, to share with us what are the 3 mistakes most of the entrepreneurs make in in business that kill their revenue and put them out of business. Because this webinar, right, is about mistake and failures. We want people to really, yeah, because business and entrepreneurship is not, I mean, a lot of, I see a lot of, let's say, Facebook ads say that, wow, come do business, very happy, but actually not so like that, not like that one. So why not you share with us that not so happy side, and be prepared, entrepreneur, be prepared, don't make this type of mistake. Okay, share with us mistake number 1.
Well, I've basically covered the first mistake. The first mistake is that when you start the business, you must have some fallback plan in case you run out of cash.
Is it bad connection? No,